Okay, once you've got your props and your mats out, or water, whatever you need, we're going to start in child's pose today. In today's practice, we're going to be focusing on back bends, which is why that strap can be handy. So I already have like a little loop made in my strap so that later it's already ready. If you have a towel, blanket, whatever you're using, you'll need a little loop. If not, I'll give you some options if you don't have a strap as well. So just set that to the side for later in class. Child's pose, big toes together, knees wide, forehead down. And just take a few deep breaths. First child's pose, right here at the beginning of our practice. Noticing how your body feels this morning. And start to connect to your breath, your ujjayi breath. That means breathing in and out through the nose. Slightly constricting the back of the throat so you can hear the sound of your breath. Make your inhales, exhales even longer so that breath sets the pace of the class. You can take breaks, you can rest here in child's pose, always listening to your body throughout the practice. Walk your hands to the right side of the mat and place your left hand on top of the right. So you feel a little stretch here through the left side of your body. And take it the other way. Walk it to the left side and place the right hand on top of the left. Now let's bring it to center. Come up to your hands and knees to a tabletop position. Hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Inhale, drop the belly, arch your back and gaze up, cow pose. And exhale, tuck your chin in and round your back for cat. So you're just warming up your spine here. Inhale as you arch. Exhale as you round. One more time. Inhale to arch. Exhale to round. And then find a neutral spine. Thread the needle, peel the right arm up and thread it through. Put your head down. Walk that left hand forward. Maybe crawl it a little bit to the right. Just start to open up your shoulder there, your upper back. Bring it back up to your tabletop. Reset. And switch sides. Peel your left arm up and thread it through. And then walk your right hand forward and maybe a little bit to the left. Good. Back to your tabletop. Reset there. Now, opposite arm and leg. Your right arm goes forward. Your left leg goes back. You're using your core to balance. And as you exhale, bring your knee and elbow into touch. Inhale to extend and reach. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale to extend. One more time. Knee to elbow. Then extend it out, hold. Maybe bend that leg and see if your right hand can grab your left foot and kick it back for a little back bend. If you can't reach the foot, just work on the balance. Stretch it out and set it down. Other side, left arm, right leg. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale to extend. One more time. Knee to elbow. And then extend it out and hold and balance. Or bend your leg, grab the foot, and add that back bend. Good. Stretch it back out. Place it down. And then let's come into our first down dog. So plant the hands shoulder width. Tuck your toes. Lift your hips up. Your feet should be about hips width distance. And walk out that first down dog. Bend one leg at a time. Stretch your calves, your hamstrings. Maybe bend one elbow at a time. Just kind of noticing how your body feels today. Shrugging your shoulders away from the ears. Press the chest back to the thighs. Walk your feet to the front. Take a few steps. Ragdoll. Bend your knees, feet hips width, and grab opposite elbows. And really just let yourself hang. Shake your head, yes and no, relaxing your neck. And then maybe swaying a little bit side to side, shifting the body weight from the right foot to the left foot. Maybe also shifting the body weight from the balls of the feet to the heels, swaying forward and back. Release your hands, roll yourself all the way up to stand. Lift your arms up at the top. Your right hand grabs onto that left wrist and pull it to the right for a side body stretch. And switch. Your left hand grabs your right wrist, pull it to the left. Good, back to center. Interlace your fingers behind your lower back, or you can hold on to a towel or a strap here behind your back. Feet are still hips width. Open up your chest, bend your knees a little bit, fold forward, keeping the hands interlaced. Now release your hands. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, step to high plank position. Put your knees on the floor. Modified Chaturanga, hugging the elbows in, slowly lower all the way to the ground. Good, untuck your toes. Inhale, Cobra Pose. Just come up about halfway. Don't come all the way up. It's a smaller back bend. And then exhale, lower down. Good, push up to your knees again to that modified plank. Then tuck your toes under and come back into your downward facing dog. And we're going to move through some sun A's and sun B's here. Remember that if you want for Chaturanga, you can put the knees down. You can do Cobra instead of up dog. And if you need to skip any of them, you can always just meet us in down dog. So looking forward, step or hop, both feet up to meet your hands. Feet together at the front. Inhale, lengthen to your flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Now use that flat back. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up to stand. And exhale, bring your hands to prayer position. Surya Namaskara A, Sun Salutation A. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step back to plank. Now from your toes or from your knees, Chaturanga, lower halfway and hug your elbows in. Then flipping over the feet, inhaling maybe into upward facing dog, or you can stay on your belly for Cobra. If you're an up dog, your arms are straight, you're engaging your legs so that only the tops of the feet and the hands touch the floor. Exhale, back to down dog. Look forward, lightly hop or step, both feet to the front. Inhale, lengthen, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more time, same thing. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, you can step, or if you want to jump, you can jump back to Chaturanga. Inhale to up dog or to Cobra, finding your back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Look forward, step or hop, both feet to the front. Inhale, lengthen, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. Surya Namaskara B, Sun Salutation B. Lift your arms up, then bend your legs for chair pose, Utkatasana, feet and knees together. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, and then exhale, step or hop, Chaturanga, low push-up. Inhale, up dog or Cobra. Exhale, down dog. Now we lift the right leg up in the air. Step your right foot between your hands for warrior one. Pivot your left heel flat on the ground and lift both arms up. Trying to square your hips to the front. Virabhadrasana A, warrior one pose. Exhale as you bring your hands to the floor and you step it back again. Chaturanga, low push up. Inhale, up dog or Cobra. Exhale, down dog. Other side, lift your left leg up, step it forward between your hands for warrior one. Pivot your right heel flat on the ground so that you feel stable there as you lift those arms up. Hips are square to the front, arms are straight up to the ceiling. Good. Exhale your hands to the floor. Step back to your Chaturanga, low push up. Inhale, up dog or Cobra. Exhale, down dog. And then sun B always starts and ends the same. So we look forward, step or hop, both feet up to meet your hands and bring your feet together. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, chair pose, Utkatasana. From your chair, press all the way up to stand and bring your hands to prayer position at the center of your chest. Very good. Inhale, just reach both arms up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, step back again to your chaturanga from the toes or from your knees, low push-up. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Take a couple deep breaths here. Check in, settle into your down dog. Now, lift the right leg up, step it forward, but low lunge this time. So we'll drop the left knee to the floor, untuck the left toes. Make sure your right knee's over your ankle and start with the hands up on that right thigh. So you can sink a little deeper into that left hip flexor, the front of this left hip. You can keep your hands here on the thigh or lift your arms up, maybe gaze up to the ceiling for a little back bend. You might even press those palms together overhead. Lower your hands now either to the blocks or to the floor for half splits. Straightening the right leg, flexing the foot. Your hip should be directly over the knee, so you might have to wiggle your foot a little forward depending on how long your legs are, and try to fold towards that right leg. Good, let's rebend that leg. Just go straight back to down dog. No chaturanga, just step back, reset, and your downward facing dog. And lift your left leg up, step it forward to your low lunge. Right between the hands there, drop your back knee down. Make sure that left knee's over the ankle, and then start with the hands on the left thigh and sink into that right hip flexor. You can keep the hands here or lift your arms up, add that little back bend, maybe pressing the palms together overhead. And lower your hands to the floor or to your blocks. Half split, straightening the left leg, flex your left foot, and fold towards that left leg. Good, let's rebend that leg, put your foot down so you can go straight back to your down dog again. Step back and reset, downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up, step your right foot between your hands. This time, stay on the ball of your back foot, Crescent Lunge. Donasana, high Crescent Lunge. So your back heel is lifted off of the ground. Usually Crescent Lunge is a little bit longer stance than you had for Warrior One, but it's a little bit harder to balance because that back heel's off the ground. So make sure you don't feel like you're on a tightrope. You can always move that back foot a little more to the side if you need to. Open to Warrior Two by pivoting your back heel flat on the ground, opening the hips to face the side wall, and your arms out like a T. Virabhadrasana B. Big bend in that right leg. Looking at that right hand, flip your palm up. Inhale, reverse warrior. Putting the left hand on the left thigh as you reach that right arm back. And then exhale, windmill the hands down to the front and step back. Chaturanga, low push up. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale to down dog. Lift your left leg up, step it between your hands and set up your feet first for Crescent Lunge. Once you feel like they're in the right spot, then you lift your arms up. Arms straight up to the ceiling, hip bones square to the front. Your back heel is off of the ground, and then really straighten and engage that back leg. Opening up, Warrior Two, pivot the back heel down, open your arms out like a T, Virabhadrasana B. Look at that left hand and flip the palm up. Inhale, reverse warrior, right hand on the right thigh as you reach that left arm back. Exhale, windmill the hands to the front, step back, chaturanga, low push up. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now step the feet to the front, but take them out wide to the edges of the mat. Turn your toes out, Malasana, prayer squat. Drop your hips down, bring your hands to prayer position. You can sit on your block if you want, right? If you like that little bit of support, you can put your block underneath your hips. Try to lengthen your spine here. Now you can keep the hands in prayer position, or you can try opening the arms, sliding your right shoulder inside that right knee, bringing your right hand on the floor and peeling your left arm up to the ceiling. Good, back to center, and then try the other side. Left shoulder inside that left knee, left hand down, right arm up. And back to center. Now, if you would like to try your crow pose, Bakasana, if you've been practicing that arm balance, you can practice that. We're not really going to do a lot of arm balances today, so this is your chance to do it. If you don't want to do crow, just hang here for a few moments in your ragdoll. If you're coming into crow, plant your hands shoulder width, walk your feet back a little bit, bend your arms to make that shelf, and put your knees up high on those triceps. Keep leaning forward. Maybe today playing with one foot, both feet, but the more you shift forward, the lighter the toes are going to get. So as you go forward, your big toe should be the very last thing to leave the floor. Bakasana, crow pose. Good. When you're done playing, let's meet in a child's pose. You can bring your knees all the way together for this one. Forehead down and arms alongside you. Just let those shoulders relax for a few breaths. Now come back up to a tabletop. Set it up for dolphin. So grab onto the outside of the triceps first, just to measure it out. Keeping your elbows there, extend the forearms so that they're parallel. Palms are flat, middle fingers point forward. Tuck your toes, lift your hips. So dolphin is like a down dog, but with the forearms down. Push the floor away to keep making space between your head and the floor here. Walk your feet together right in the middle, and you can hold there, or try lifting your right leg up and holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch legs if you have a leg up. Left leg up and hold. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the leg down, back to child's pose. Big toes together, knees wide, and arms extended in front. Come up to tabletop. Puppy pose, keeping your hips over your knees as you walk your hands forward and try to bring your chin and chest to the floor. If your chin doesn't reach, you can also place your forehead on the floor. But think of melting your chest to the ground to get that stretch into your shoulders and your lats. And this is going to help with back bends. It's going to help with that overhead grip on some of the back bends. Walk your hands in. Let's reset and come back to downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up, step it between your hands, coming into your high crescent lunge where we were earlier. You're on the ball of that back foot as you lift your arms up. Focus your gaze, start to lean forward, airplane, sweep the arms back, palms face the floor, flex your left foot. Finding your balance here in airplane. Standing splits, lower your hands down to the floor or to the blocks. Bringing your nose closer to your right leg as you lift that left leg up higher, but without opening the hip. If you want to try grabbing the ankle, right hand to the back of that right ankle. Okay, now the harder part, we're going to try to come back to airplane. So lower your leg a little bit, come up to your fingertips and put a little bend in that right knee. That will help, and then carefully lift the arms back up to airplane. And step all the way back, reset in your high crescent lunge. Open it up, warrior 2, Virabhadrasana B, pivoting that back heel down. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale into side angle, right elbow on the right thigh and left arm up to the ceiling. If you want to go a little lower, right hand on the floor block on the inside of the foot. Left arm can still be straight up to the ceiling, or you can try reaching it forward, palm facing the floor, bicep by your ear for extended side angle. Lift back up to warrior 2. Inhale, reverse again. Exhale into half moon. Ardha Chandrasana, right hand 6 to 8 inches in front of that right foot, maybe on a block. You can adjust the height of the block here so you can get that standing leg straight. You're opening up this left hip, flexing that foot, left arm up to the ceiling. I would start with the eyes on the floor. It's easier to balance. If your balance feels good, you can challenge it by looking up to the ceiling. Good. Carefully step back. Warrior two. Reset the feet in that warrior two. Inhale as you reverse your warrior. Exhale, windmill the hands to the front and step your way back. Chaturanga, low push up. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now we'll do that sequence on the other side, lifting the left leg up, stepping it forward, starting in your high crescent lunge on the ball of that back foot as you lift the arms up. Focus your gaze, airplane, lean forward, sweep your arms back, palms facing down, flexing that right foot, squaring your hips. Standing splits, keep that squareness of the hips, but as you get lower and bring your nose closer to that left leg, you lift the right leg higher. Both hands on the blocks, the floor, or maybe left hand to the back of that left ankle. Lower your right leg a few inches. Let's come back to airplane. Come up to your fingertips, put a little bend in that left leg and sweep your arms back. And then step all the way back, crescent lunge. And adjust if you need to help you find that crescent lunge and refine your balance here. Open to warrior two. Pivot your back heel down. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale to side angle, left elbow on the left thigh. Right arm up to the ceiling. And then take any variation you did on the other side, maybe left hand to the floor or block. Maybe reaching that right arm forward, extended side angle. Lift back up, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale into half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Walk that left hand 6 to 8 inches in front of your left baby toe. Maybe placing that left hand on a block. Flex that right foot, open up the hip here in this balance pose. And find your balance, focus the eyes. Step back, warrior two, reset your feet. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, windmill the hands to the front and step your way back. Chaturanga, low push up. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale to down dog. And then bring your knees to the floor. Stand up on your knees. So knees right under the hips. For camel pose, you can bring your fingers pointing up or down on your lower back. Traditionally, it's done with the fingers pointing up, but if that bothers your wrists or your forearms are feeling a little tight, you can put your hands in your imaginary back pockets instead. Now lift up, create length, and then push your hips forward as you start to arch back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, squeeze your elbows towards each other, and think of lifting your chest to the ceiling and keep pushing the hips forward and then going back a little further. You want to imagine you're going up and over a big beach ball, not any crunching or uncomfortableness in the lower back. Slowly come up. Good. Have a seat on your feet just for a moment to reset. We're going to do it one more time. I'm going to get a little closer to the camera for you guys. You can repeat with just the hands on the lower back, or we're going to reach back for our heels and try to grab our feet with both of our hands, okay? So come back up, start with the hands on the lower back, push your hips forward, and then maybe grab your heels and push your hips forward again and lift the chest up and look up to the ceiling. Ustrasana, camel pose from the knees. If you did grab the heels, bring your hands back to your lower back, slowly come up, and then just sit down to reset. If you need some water, you can get some water. And when you're ready, we'll all go back to a child's pose. So, child's pose, big toes together, knees wide, forehead down, resetting the spine there. And coming back into your downward facing dog. Lift the right leg up, step it forward again to your crescent lunge position, just for a moment in your high crescent lunge. And open to warrior two, pivoting that back heel down. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, back into half moon, and we're gonna add a different variation. So right hand on the floor or a block. We're gonna come into a pose called Chopasana. You bend your left leg and see if your left hand can grab your foot. It's kind of like dancer pose turned on its side. I know it might be a little hard to tell on the camera, but my left hand is holding my left ankle and I'm kicking my heel away from me as I push my chest forward to exaggerate that back bend shape. If you can't reach the foot, you can still bend the leg without actually grabbing the foot and just reach towards it. Sometimes it just requires a little like fishing around with the hand to try to find it. Don't be afraid to put that right hand on a block too. Good. Let go of the foot, straighten it out, step back, warrior two. It's a little bit tricky, I know. Inhale, reverse, and then exhale, just windmill straight down to the floor, chaturanga, or skip it, low push up. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. And you might find that you get that pose on one side and not the other, and that's okay. Let's try the other side, lifting the left leg up. Step it forward, starting in your crescent lunge position, high lunge. Open to warrior two, pivot that back heel down. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, half moon. If you want to stay here with regular half moon, that's totally fine. You can stay here. Or Shavasana, bend the right leg. See if your right hand can find that right ankle and then kick your heel away from you and push your chest forward to find that back bend shape. It's like dancer pose, but turned on its side. Again, the more you kick your heel away, the more you have to push the chest forward to counterbalance each other to help you not fall over. Let go, straighten it out, step back, warrior two. Very good. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, windmill the hands to the mat, step back, chaturanga or skip it. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale to down dog. Lift your right leg up, lizard pose. Step your right foot outside your right hand, drop your back knee down, and then just enjoy this stretch, either hands, elbows, or blocks on the inside of the foot, stretching your right outer hip. Make sure you walk that right foot forward enough that your knee's over your ankle. You don't want your knee sticking out past your toes. So you might have to use your hand and physically kind of scoot it more up there. And if you have those blocks, remember you can also put your elbows on the blocks if they don't reach the floor. If you don't have blocks, you can also stay up on your hands too, as long as you feel a good stretch in your hip wherever you're at. Press up to your hands and just go back to down dog. No chaturanga. Step back, reset for a moment in your down dog. We'll switch sides, lifting the left leg up, step it outside that left hand, and drop your right knee down. And it might take a few steps. It might take you moving that foot up there. And then hands, elbows, or blocks on the inside of that left foot, stretching into your left hip here in lizard. Press back up to your hands, and again, go back to your down dog. Step both feet to the front, roll all the way up to stand. Dancer pose. So left arm reaches up to the ceiling. Your right hand is going to grab your right foot or ankle. I like to go on the inside of my ankle, but you can pick whatever feels more comfortable. And then you start to lift that right leg up. So it's a back bend and a balancing pose at the same time. Release. When you're ready, switching sides. Right arm up to the ceiling. Left hand tries to grab onto your left ankle or foot. Focus your gaze and then lift that left leg up. Dancer pose, not Chaturanga. Good, release. Step to the front of the mat if you're not there. Feet together, hands to prayer position. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, step to plank, and this time, lower all the way to the floor. All the way down. Good, untuck your toes, squeeze your legs as close together as you can. Forehead down, and take your hands by your side like airplane arms that we did earlier. So palms are facing the floor, hands are by your hips, and then lift everything up. Arms, legs, chest. Finding that back bend here, using the strength of your back muscles to lift your chest, using the glutes to help lift the legs. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release, bring one ear to the mat and let everything relax. Now you can repeat that, or this time we'll interlace the fingers. Forehead down, and lift everything back up. Shalabhasana, Locust pose. Lifting the hands away from your tailbone and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release, bring your other ear to the mat, relax. Now you can either repeat either of those two or come into your bow pose, Donasana. Bend the legs, grab for the outside of your ankles, flex your feet, your knees and feet about hips width distance or slightly wider, but not too wide, and then lift up, kicking through the shins to help lift your chest. Sometimes it helps if you rock a little forward and back to lift you up a little higher. Last 5. Very nice, you guys. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Let go of the feet. Keep your legs bent and windshield wiper your shins side to side. And then press all the way back to a child's pose and reset your spine. Coming into your downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up. Bring that right knee forward for pigeon, but stay upright because today we're going to work on king pigeon, which is why I had you get that strap ready. So your right leg is bent here, right? Your normal half pigeon, keeping the foot close to you. First, just put your right hand on the floor and reach your left hand back and grab the inside of your left foot and try to pull it towards you for a quad stretch. Now, if you don't have a strap, you're going to stay here, okay? But if you have the strap, you're going to take that little loop in your strap and put it on your foot. It might take a little bit of maneuvering to kind of get that strap right on your foot there. So once I have the strap on my left foot, I'm going to put the strap in my left hand right over my left shoulder. Now, if you're up really high, you can keep your right hand on the floor to balance and hold yourself there and just bring that left elbow to your left ear. If you feel balanced here, you can take both hands on the strap and crawl them down the strap as close as you can to the foot. So eventually one day, king pigeon would be without the strap, your hands would be touching your foot here. So it's a deep back bend as well as the hip opener. If you have both hands on the strap, if you want to drop your head, you can look up. Whenever you're done, you can release either the strap or that foot, straightening that leg out, and then just folding over your right leg for your regular one-legged pigeon or half pigeon here, letting your back relax and opening up the hips. Lock your hands in. Go back to down dog. Maybe shake out that right leg, open up the hip. If you want a vinyasa, a chaturanga, you're more than welcome to do that. Whatever helps you to reset, and then we'll meet in down dog. And when you're ready, we'll set up the other side, lifting the left leg up. Bring that knee forward for your half pigeon. So first, your left knee is in line with the hip. The leg is bent, but the foot's close to you. Left hand on the floor, or even just the fingertips to help you balance. Right hand reaches back for the right foot and pull it towards you to stretch your quad. So just by pulling that heel towards you, you're going to feel that stretch in the back leg, which is great. You can stay here, or you can work on your king pigeon, putting the strap around the foot. Sometimes the hardest part is just getting it set up there. And then starting with the strap in the right hand and bringing that right elbow up. And you can keep your left hand on the floor if you want and just have one hand on the strap. Or you can start to walk both hands as far down the strap as they'll go. Elbows in, maybe dropping the head back, looking up. Eka Pada Raja Kapotasana, one of the longest Sanskrit words for this pose. One leg king pigeon. Good. When you're done, release. You can move that strap out of your way, straighten your back leg, and then just fold forward over your left leg for a regular half pigeon. Lock your hands in. One final down dog. Again, if you want a vinyasa or a three-legged dog, anything that feels good. And then you kind of reset and check in with your body in your last down dog. Shoulders away from the ears, pushing the chest back again, pressing those heels to the mat. Step to the front and have a seat. We're going to do a few more back bends, but laying on our back now. So lay down on the floor and bring your feet hips width distance apart. Bridge pose first, so hands beside you. Lift your hips up. You can keep the palms flat or try to interlace the fingers and then wiggle those shoulders underneath you to really get that chest opening. Pushing down through the arms to lift the hips and hold. Unlace the fingers, slowly come down. Now, one more, last back bend for today. You can repeat bridge, or you can try wheel pose, Urdhva Dhanurasana, which translates to upward facing bow. Hands coming up by your shoulders with the elbows pointing up, lifting the hips up. You can work on pressing to the top of the head and staying there, or pushing into your hands and maybe lifting the head off the floor. Maybe thinking about straightening your arms, maybe straightening those legs, pushing your chest through your arms. Tuck your chin, carefully come down from your bridge or your wheel and meet in lying down butterfly, Supta Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet together, knees open wide. Arms can be on the floor, the stomach, maybe overhead, and just close your eyes. Resetting here after those back bends, bringing that natural or neutral curve back to the spine. Happy baby, reaching for the inside edges of your feet. Lengthen the tailbone down, flex the feet, and push down with your hands, like you're trying to press your knees to the floor on the outside of your ribs. And then give it a little rock side to side and massage your back. Hug both knees into your chest. Rock and roll forward and back now 2 or 3 times until you're ready to come up to seated. We'll do some forward folds to help counter all those back bends we did. So extending your legs out straight, flex the feet, sit up tall, and fold forward. You can use your strap around your feet if you have it, right? You can use that yoga strap. Or you can grab onto your legs, your feet, whatever you can reach there as you fold. Slowly come up. Let's open up the legs out wide for a seated straddle splits, Upavishta Konasana. Wiggle your legs as far apart as you can and flex your feet. Take your right hand and grab onto the right leg or foot and then reach your left arm over your ear for a side body stretch, Parsva Upavishta Konasana. And take it the other way, up and over to the opposite side. And when you come up, keep those feet flexed and start to walk your hands forward and fold forward as far as you can. Stretching into the inner thighs, the hamstrings, and your back. Walk your hands in. Bring your feet together. Baddha Konasana, butterfly. So pulling the feet in, using those elbows to press the inner thighs down if you want, or just walking your hands out and folding over your legs again. Walk your hands in, guide your legs together, and roll back down onto your back, hugging your knees in, giving a little rock side to side. Massage your lower back. And we'll set up for our spinal twist. Keeping your right knee in, straighten your left leg on the floor. Hug your right knee over to your right shoulder. Open your right arm out like a T. Use your left hand and twist that leg across your body as close to the floor as you can for that spinal twist. Turning your head, looking to the right or closing the eyes. Bring it back to center and hug both knees in. Neutralize the spine in between sides. And then we'll keep that left knee in, straighten that right leg out, squeeze that left knee to the left shoulder. Open your left arm out like a T, and use your right hand and twist that leg across your body, taking your spinal twist to the other side. Last pose here. Bring it back to center. Give both knees a squeeze. One more time. Wrap your arms around your shins. Curl up into a tight little ball. Give yourself a big hug. And then let it go. Coming into our Shavasana, our final relaxation. Extending the legs out long. Letting the feet fall open about as wide as your mat. Arms relax alongside you, palms facing up. And take those shoulders. See if you can shrug them further down away from your ears to keep the neck long. As you close your eyes, clear away any last remaining thoughts. Take a nice deep inhale through your nose. Exhale all the air out the mouth. Letting it go, letting your muscles relax even deeper into the floor. Slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Start to bring some small movements back to your body. Maybe draw a few circles with the wrists and ankles, moving them in both directions. Maybe gently moving your head a little bit side to side. Anything that feels good to you. And then when you feel ready, reach those arms overhead. Reach the legs long. Create that nice full body stretch, getting as tall as you can. And keep your eyes closed. Hug your knees into your chest. And then roll over to one side, coming into a fetal position. Use your hands to help press you up to a comfortable seated position, crossing the legs, sitting up nice and tall. Hands come together at heart center, Anjali Mudra, and take a couple last deep breaths here. Scanning your body, noticing how it feels after today's yoga practice. Take a nice deep inhale through your nose. Exhale all the air out the mouth, letting it go. Lift your hands to your forehead, your third eye center, and bowing forward. Namaste.